Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and today we're going to be checking out Rogue Trader. I was given access by the developers, thank you so much by the way, and yeah, I've been playing around a little bit. There's likely going to be a few different videos here and there, but I wanted to talk about the character creator, because inserting yourself into the Warhammer franchise is always something a lot of people really do like. However, it's quite rare within Warhammer titles, mostly because I imagine Games Workshop are a bit finicky here, and it's quite difficult to do this well. However, this is Owlcat, and they've proven time and time again that they're fantastic at this. So, let's start making a character. Keep in mind that what you're seeing on screen is obviously still in its beta form, so not every option is here, and stuff can change as time progresses. Anyways, so you can create a custom character right from the beginning, and you can pick a portrait. These are set. I'm not sure if they'll add in a feature in the future for you to be able to put a picture up there or something, but hey, that's a great way to start. Let's go into the appearances. Again, very basic, because obviously this is a game where you're actually looking at stuff from the top down. It's isometric, very similar to, older Fallout titles, basically, is probably the best way to explain it. That's why I'm just showing my age, but it starts off quite basic here and there, change the face around, you get a few options, change the body type, which is great to see body types, skin tone, the usual stuff here and there. You will see the character up close and personal every now and then if you decide to zoom in, but in most cases, this is just purely to create yourself, have a little bit of fun with it. And I kind of like this. It is important to note that some of the hairstyles right now are a little bit buggy, but hey, again, beta, this game hasn't released yet. This is just for people to test out and report issues. But yeah, there's a few different hairstyles from what I've seen. Everything is very much Inquisitor style, which, you can expect because you're going to be playing a Rogue Trader game. It starts getting a little bit more as you start progressing through it. You've got tattoo options, tattoo stylings. Again, not the most important thing, you're barely going to see this, but it's still kind of cool because it already sets the scene, and setting the scene is very, very important when it comes to a Warhammer game, especially something like Rogue Trader. This isn't like you're looking at stuff as a Warhammer 40,000 thing, this is as you're looking at it as a Rogue Trader thing, way back in the day when Warhammer was more of an RPG rather than a tabletop game. Yeah, I know, it's a long time ago. But yeah, so far so good. It really does bring you in there. The only issue I do have right now is that there's only two voices, one for male, one for female. I imagine that more will come in the future. At least I hope so, because if it's going to be a game where you're going to replay and replay and replay, it would be nice just to have another voice here and there. But this is where things start to get really, really cool. So you start off with the homeworld, and this is where you start to see modifiers, talents, and so on for your character. And there are a lot of options, right? Death World, Voidborn, Hive World. There are so many here, and it just gives you a lot of reason to tailor your character specifically how you want it to be. You'll obviously have to cycle through the talents and so on to find out what exactly each thing does, but you can get a general gist when you start looking towards the attribute modifiers. Will it give you more toughness? Will it make you less intelligent? And again, you're going to be saying, well, this is typical from these types of RPG games, and yes, you're very much correct, but keep in mind that this is a Warhammer game, and historically, Warhammer games have always been bad. That's the best way I can say it. So I'm loving the fact that it's so fleshed out and is going to provide a lot of replayability. Just picking your homeworld is enough to pretty much get you going, but there's a lot more to this, so let's start looking towards the other sections. And I'm just going to stress out once again, you can see that some are obviously still work in progress, so not all the attributes are there, not all the talents and so on. This is fine. Again, it's still a beta. Sorry, I have to say that because some people will start pointing it out and yeah, Anyways, we're going to start looking towards the origins now, and this is where you're going to complement your homeworld choice and pick your main class in a sense. Whatever you pick will start to determine what your character is going to be able to do. Though, obviously, with these types of games, it's very open, but you'll get a fancy new set of clothing, I guess. But, yeah, more talents, you'll get better stats, better attribute modifiers, even some skill modifiers, too. Very much depends on what you like from your playstyle. So what I will recommend is when you eventually do get your hands on this game, either on the beta or on the full release, whenever that happens, Take your time when creating your character, because obviously you want something to go out looking quite well and having all the stats that you'll need. Sometimes you might not be able to do that many perception checks, but you will be able to brute force your way through enemies, or vice versa. It, again, is focused around your type of playstyle. And I love this. I love this so much. I've been able to play around for a little bit. We might do a stream of this at some point, because it definitely is something which I wasn't expecting for a Warhammer game, that's for sure. Again, I've been jaded in the past, so it's something where you have to have your defenses up and be ready for the worst, I guess. So Triumph and Darkest Hour don't really have anything right now, and again, you know, this is a beta, so that's perfectly fine. We don't have to see everything at the very beginning, or else that would pretty much just ruin the game when eventually real launch happens, because you've already played through everything. Plus, you know, balancing and all that type of stuff. So we're going to just start moving on to other stuff, like, for example, Doctrines. Doctrines is pretty cool, as you'll be able to go around from your class stylings. You know, you're going to be a fighter, you're going to be a marksman, assassin, and so on. This is basically your main class section, which will give you ideas on how this is going to work in terms of keystone abilities, ultimate abilities, all the usual type of stuff. Not only that, but you'll be able to look through all the skill lines. So essentially your talent trees, which is important to obviously look through. Now, obviously not everything is available here, but I kind of like the idea of being able to do this before jumping into a game, because there's a few other games that I have played of this style which doesn't really let you do that, and that's a little bit annoying, as this will allow you to be able to pick how you're going to forge your character a lot better. And, you know, if you're going to be playing this character for, say, 100 hours, 200 hours, however long the campaign goes for, or until you eventually just, like, want to make a new character, it's great to be able to see as much as possible from it. So yeah, this is something that they've learned quite well here. Obviously, since this is a character creator, you're going to be able to up your stats. So once you get to the end here, yeah, you can increase your weapon skill, your ballistic skill, whatever. You've already got the modifiers in place from everything that you've done prior, but now you can tailor your character a little bit more. So maybe, say for example, for myself here, I focus my character on a bunch of different things. This is obviously just a showcase, but he's kind of low in intelligence, so maybe I can fix up the intelligence. Maybe I want to focus up on, say, for example, lore, because it's important to know the lore of the area, you know, Xenos, Warp, Imperium, depending if I'm going to be asked a lot of checks for that. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I really do like this. I think that it's going to work out quite well. Obviously, as you start scrolling over certain areas, you'll be able to find out which main attribute affects all your minor attributes. And yep, this is freaking great. This is so well done. This is very fleshed out. Lastly, there's the ship, which there's currently only one option. There might be more in the future. I'm not 100% too sure here. It would be kind of cool, though, because we do know that there are, like, naval battles and so on, so this would be kind of interesting to see other stuff. And, yeah, you can name it, which is awesome. Again, really, really cool. I've loved what I've seen so far. I think that we're likely going to do a stream at some point next week, focusing around Rogue Trader, because yeah, it is very, very impressive. You've got the summary, which will give you everything that you need to know, your background, your abilities, all your stats. This is great. This is honestly great. I'm very pleasantly surprised, which is something which isn't really common when it comes to Warhammer games. So hopefully this continues to improve as things get closer and closer to release. Alcat are a very good studio, though. It's very, very obvious. Their fan base is also very passionate about their stuff. So I came into this thinking this is going to be good from everything that I've read online, and it's definitely good. Yeah, player insert. Who doesn't love this? You can really just design yourself and bring yourself into the 41st millennium. Play a little bit of old school Rogue Trader, you know? This is super awesome. Yeah, what do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a bit of a discussion. I know it's a very different thing from what we normally cover, but yeah, when there's a reason to be positive, I kind of want to talk about the positive. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I'll see you all again very, very soon. Have a nice day.